Hey there, everyone. I am back with another video this week. We are at Blackwater Creek, just off of Florida Highway 39. I'm excited to check this one out. It's about 5 miles, lots of open skies, and apparently a beautiful view of a creek. So it can get a little muddy out there. We had a little bit of rain this past weekend, so we'll check that out. But we're excited to get started. So why don't you walk with me for a minute? Let's go explore. So I had mentioned we got a lot of rain this past weekend. As you can see, it's really done a number on some of the spots on this trail. We're just getting started. I have a feeling there's gonna be a lot of spots where we're going to get wet boots. So if you are doing this trail anytime after a decent amount of precipitation, you're gonna want waterproof shoes, okay? So just make sure you come prepared, and that way you don't get soggy feet and blisters and all that kind of terrible stuff. All right, we'll keep going. As you know, I am always really anxious to see what color we're going to be following, and you may have just seen it there in the background, but yes, just like Chevelle in the early 2000s, we are seeing red again. We're following red on this trail, so let's follow the red. Here we go. It's hard to describe how out in the elements you are on this trail. So far we're about 1.25 miles in, and just take a look around. No trees anywhere. That's not true. Obviously, you see trees. What I'm saying is no tree cover. So if this is a trail you're coming out to do, especially if you're coming out in the warmer months, make sure you bring a lot of water. I would say definitely make sure you bring sun protection. A full-brimmed hat might be nice. Plus, you'll look pretty cool. But it's no joke. Lots of sun out here, so make sure you're ready for that when you come. Let's keep walking. So we just passed a point in the trail where it split off into 2 separate trails. One was yellow and one was red. So we stayed on the red trail, and apparently we're going together here for a little bit. We got a little mustard and ketchup action going on. So I saw that, and my first thought was mustard and ketchup. My second thought was Florida State Seminoles. And let me tell you something, I don't want to be following the Florida State Seminoles. And let me be clear, I don't mind following the Seminole people. Wonderful tribe, I'm sure. Would lead me everywhere I need to go. Florida State University, however, very different story. I don't want to follow anything they do. So probably just leave me. Even if I went undefeated, I probably still wouldn't get where I wanted to go. Anyway, let's keep going. So we're out in the middle of another open field. The wind is whipping around. As you can see, no AirPods. I'm silent walking again. And there's all this blue stem grass out here. It just reminds me of Gladiator. You guys know that scene where he's talking about home, which is also kind of like heaven, you know, where he's hoping to go where his family is after they've been killed. Spoiler alert. Ooh, I'm sorry. Sorry about that. Anyway, and he like runs his hand across the grass. Or maybe it's his wife. I don't remember, but this grass reminds me of that. They're making a new Gladiator. Did you guys see that? Are you gonna watch it? I don't know. Maybe I'll wait for the trailer. He died at the end, didn't he? Oh, spoiler alert again. Sorry. Anyway, we'll see. Let's keep walking. So just an example of the flooding out here on the trail. It's pretty deep, and a little over ankle deep in some spaces. And again, this rain was 3 days ago now. And granted, it was a whole weekend's worth of rain, but it's gonna be muddy out here if you're coming after rain. Just a heads up. And sometimes you just feel like you're in a rut. Get it? That's a rut. Anyway, so just make sure you wear proper foot attire. Maybe bring a change of socks for afterward. And let's keep walking the trail. And we have made it to Blackwater Creek, and it's beautiful. Just absolutely gorgeous. This path actually kind of walks around. This is the only spot that you actually get to see the creek. There's a little jut out as you come to the edge of one of the spots, but it's well worth the extra half-mile walk back here to see it. Let me see if I can turn around and give you a little more view of it. just beautiful. And it's times like these that I just love being able to get out here and do this sort of thing. It's so peaceful and just a wonderful sight. So Blackwater Creek Loop, we're about halfway through. Just going to enjoy this here for a couple of minutes, and then we'll start finishing up the second half. Thanks for walking with me. As I leave the woods here and head back out into the field, I was thinking a little bit about teammates. So walk with me for a minute. You know, this hiking thing is a bit of an individual sport. I'm out here alone, filming myself. Yes, it's just me. I'm the cameraman, so all those shaky scenes you see, that's my fault. You know, apologize for that. But you're out here alone, but I know that I have a team behind me. And in fact, life is not an individual sport, it's a team sport. And I want to thank you all for being on my team. Jake just sent me an awesome video the other day of him pushing his little girls around, going for a walk, and he said, walk with me for a minute. That was incredibly encouraging. Every time you hit like or leave a comment or share a video, man, it makes me know I'm not alone. And as someone who in the past has felt very alone, just accepting that you guys are there for me and you're supporting me is huge for me. And so thank you. And I hope I'm there to support you as well. So to everyone out there who's on my team, thanks. Sorry you don't have jerseys. I can't really afford it right now. Maybe we'll work that out later. But you're important to me, and I'm thankful for you. And thanks for walking with me. Now we've got a trail to finish up. Let's keep going. So I'm out here still amongst this sea of blue stem grass, and I gotta tell you, it reminds me of some really boring road trips I've taken. So, inspired by this beautiful yet boring scenery, let's talk about the top 3 most boring states I've ever driven through. Number 3, maybe a bit of a surprise pick here, New Mexico. I remember driving this when I was like 21 years old. There was a beautiful mesa up on the right-hand side, and I thought, man, I can't wait to get a little closer, get a good view of that. It took like 3 hours to get to it. There was nothing out there. It was so flat. You could see it forever. You never made any progress. Just boring. Number 2, Kansas. There's nothing in Kansas. There's a reason that Dorothy was glad to not be in Kansas anymore. I may be misremembering that. But anyway, she said she wasn't there anymore and Toto barked. Whatever. Kansas, boring. Number 1, by far, Indiana. Man, I was a kid and we drove through there and it was all corn. Corn everywhere, just corn. No break from the corn. You drive by a gas station, they had corn planted in the front next to the pumps. It was terrible and very boring. So, number 3, New Mexico. Number 2, Kansas. Number 1, Indiana. That's how I see it. Let me know if you disagree. I'm sure you do. So we are coming to the end of the Blackwater Creek trail loop, and I enjoyed it. Now, a lot of the scenery is over and over again. That blue stem grass, we talked about that. But if you get out here, you gotta go down to the creek. The creek is absolutely gorgeous. You're gonna love it. Well worth the investment of time to get down to the creek and just enjoy that for a minute. There's a little seating area down there. You can sit, put your feet in the water if you want. It's beautiful. So definitely recommend it for that. Overall, again, a little flooded, so be sure to bring good shoes. Out in the sun a lot, so you're gonna need some sort of sunscreen, sun protection. But a fun trail overall. So if you enjoyed that one, hey, keep following along. I would love for you to consider subscribing. Join us as every week we put up new videos of all the hiking adventures we have around the Florida area, the Central Florida area, in fact. And so follow along on socials, and we'll see you next time. And again, thanks for walking with me.